Here you are.
Raghav, you get a pen. It's always better to write, so it gets registered faster and better.
Sure.
So you're at the institute right now, or you're at your residence?
No, sir. I'm at office, sir. The day
Okay.
starts very early for us. We start around about 9 in the morning on weekends because there are a lot of appointments. So I'm meeting all the brilliant guys today. The day seems to be very nice because we started with somebody who was a school topper at Modern. Then we met again.
Modern school results are out?
Sir, Modern School Barakamba, yes, sir. The results are out.
Okay, so how much has the topper scored there?
सर टॉपर होगा कोई 99 point something पे है. This बच्चा is around about 98 that way.
Okay, so the topper there is 99 point whatever, 2.25 or 5 or whatever. Okay.
So now Raghav, target is Oxford.
All right, sir.
Second is Cambridge. And third is LSE. Okay. These are the 3 topmost universities. Now, I've seen...
We are talking purely economics.
Purely economics.
Okay.
Now, I've seen that you've already asked for Canada, US, UK, and Europe. Okay. Let me tell you or break this to you that when you're doing a graduation of 3 years here in India, you become unacceptable for a lot of universities in Canada and a lot of US universities also. So it has to be manually researched per university wise in US that, you know, which are the ones which will actually accept you. So I'll not be able to comment on that right away. And also the ones that will accept you are not very high on the QS ranking. Okay. So I don't want you to go to a low ranked university, not at any cost. So places that will happily accept you are United Kingdom and Europe. Okay. Other places can be Australia, New Zealand, you know, these kind of places, Singapore, these kind of places will accept you. US and Canada have a problem with 15 years of education. Okay. Now, जो करेंगे accept पहले वो कर लेते हैं, फिर जो नहीं करेंगे उसका भी मैं बताता हूँ आपको. जो करेंगे उसमें अगर हम ऑक्सफोर्ड कैम्ब्रिज LSE करने वाले हैं.
Sorry, Ritesh. So, sorry, pardon my ignorance. Oxford would be where? In
Oxford is UK.
Cambridge.
Oxford, Cambridge, and LSE, all 3 are in UK, sir.
Okay, pardon my ignorance because we.
Then it's absolutely fine. So no worries, no worries.
No, because Oxford, Cambridge, there are some institutes by the same name in US as well. So that's
it.
Okay, so, sorry. So the big daddies that we're talking about are all in UK, and UK is sorted out with 12+3.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, Oxford and Cambridge, you cannot apply to both at one point of time. So we will have to decide between that because it comes under University of London. So they have a policy that you cannot apply to both of them at one point of time. Okay, so we'll have to apply only one. My priority goes out for Oxford and LSE there. Okay, so that is one. Now, if you look at the acceptance at Oxford and the acceptance at LSE, they're a little different. They accept a little different kind of qualities. LSE is more into people who can express themselves in terms of your writing, in terms of your observation skills. They would like to know that, you know, how strong are you in terms of your observation skills, in terms of your data points, and how do you refer to them when you express it on paper. Okay. So they want hardcore research oriented people. Frankly, that is what helps. When you look at Oxford, it shifts a little more towards what can you do for the community. A very small achievement may not really help. If you can bring a kind of a sea change in the lives of 5 people, 10 people, even that can matter quite a lot. So you'll have to think of a consistent approach of helping out the underprivileged, or working towards the environment, or working towards specially challenged people, or whatsoever comes in your mind. But that has to be a consistent approach, with you going all out and bringing some change in their lives. Okay, that is a top most priority. Also, when you are applying to universities like Oxford and LSE, you will have to write down a standardized test, which is the GRE, the Graduate Recognition Exam. Now, this exam has a validity. I mean, the result has a, all good?
I'm sorry, this is GRE is mandatory for Oxford?
Sir, it is not mandatory, but it helps.
Okay.
And sir, GRE is just like CAT, मतलब CAT equivalent है वो?
नहीं 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 नहीं, थोड़ा डिफरेंट बॉल गेम है. मैं बताता हूँ कैसे होता है. देखो, इसका जो स्कोर कार्ड है, that validity is for 5 years. So I can take it at any point of time from this year onward. However, we need 3 to 3.5 months of preparation before taking the GRE. And even before starting that, we need to understand the test. So there is a diagnostic test available, which has to be taken without preparation online. It is like the original exam. So it will take 3 hours for you to complete the test, and you'll get analytics per area. That means, which questions went wrong, which questions went correct, and everything else. Section wise scores and everything. So this is CAP test, KAPTEST, CAP test. So they have a diagnostic. It is a Kaplan. The company is called Kaplan. So you take that and you get to understand that where are you today. The GRE is of a 340 marks. The maximum marks is 340. I need you to score a 320, or probably a little higher. 330 will be wow. Okay, 330 will be really wow. Huh?
And these are in multiples of 10?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
These are the scores are in multiples of 10? As in 320?
Yeah, 320, 330. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay, and what are the sections in GRE?
Sir, it is quant and verbal.
These two only. Only two, sir.
Only two, quant and verbal. But
okay.
challenging.
And how many times? What's the frequency of these exams per year?
Sir, it is held every day. You will have to
Okay.
put a date and you'll have to go and appear for it.
And how many times can he
N number of
appear
times.
for
N number of times.
in 5 years, N number of times. And which is the score which is accepted? Suppose he gets 280 in one and then he scores a 310 in another.
No,
So the most recent prevails?
It doesn't work that way. It is 170 of quant and 170 of verbal. That's how the paper is placed.
Okay.
So you will have to get a decent percentage in both.
Yeah.
Probably 160 in both. Or, normally what happens is that verbal, you tend to score a little lesser than in the case of quant. Quant tend to be a little more easier. Okay. The verbal is a little more tricky. And it takes a lot of time to read through those passages and solve the questions, because most of the options, they seem to be very close to each other. Most of the times you'll not be able to differentiate between the 4 options.
Yes, sir. I'm aware. Yeah.
Right. So, 150 in verbal. Okay. And a full on quant. Okay. Which is 170 is also well accepted, but nothing less than 115 each of the sections.
Okay.
So that is how it is. But I still think that 160 plus 170 is a possible score.
Okay. So my question was, suppose he gets 150 each. No, sir. Just hear me out, please. So 150 each, and then the next exam he take. Obviously, he's not happy. You guys are not happy, and you say take it again.
Right.
So a month later, he takes it again and scores a 290. Then which one is acceptable?
Okay. So it is your call, sir, that which one would you like to apply with?
Okay. We can pick on any score from the attempts that we have made.
Absolutely.
They will all be valid for a period of 5 years from the date of that examination.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've
Okay.
got it, sir. Okay. So no longer 300, we will look at a 330, 320 kind of a score. Okay. And we prepare against it. But that's just only one part. Please understand that, if you look at the parameters, the weightage on the academic section, the weightage on standardized exam, and the weightage on extracurrics and co-currics is equivalent. Okay. So from the first day onwards, set out your objectives very clearly that I have to be at my 8.5 to 9 CGPA from the first semester onwards. But if we are planning for Oxford, it has to be all good with you, okay? One slip and we have a problem.
Got it. And so if this exam, the GRE is not mandatory, then how come Oxford would give a weightage to it?
Sir, it is non-mandatory because of certain reasons. There are candidates who are applying from regions like Africa or say, other, war-torn countries as well. So it is not possible for everybody to take a
So
GRE.
how do those students get selected? Suppose one from Tanzania gets selected, so it would be purely on academics and extracurriculars.
So they look at academics, they look at the kind of challenges that these guys have seen in their lives and how they have
Okay.
overcome that. Now, in our case, we live in a developing country, which is a pretty happy place. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going political, but pretty happy place in comparison to the rest of the world. So challenges that we face and challenges that these guys face are on a different scale altogether. We don't have those challenges to show. So it is better for us to tick all the check boxes. We cannot let go of the GRE score. Okay. So we will take the GRE. We will keep our marks at the top-notch level. Okay. And also, wherever you find time, go ahead and take up internships. Now, these internships can be virtual, can be physical also. Okay. Try to get more physical, okay, rather than virtual. So, you are in college. You're applying for the DU JAT as well, I believe.
No, sir, I'm not.
अब नहीं कर रहा है.
सर हाँ, क्योंकि मुझे मन था इको करने का, मुझे इको मिल जाएगा.
वो मिल जाएगा. ठीक है. So, if you are at Stephens, okay, you filled for Stephens?
Yes, sir. Filled for Stephens and उसकी cut off में भी मेरा हो गया.
आ गया है. ठीक है. So, Stephens अगर मिलता है तो please remember that you will get a lot of opportunities right from the break of the first semester onward to apply for top-notch consulting firms for their internships. Don't miss out. And always do not look at top-notch organizations. Sometimes also look at challenging startups where they need people for analytics, where they need people for econometrics, those kind of options. Okay. So these days at Stephens, Misho is something that is coming quite often on campus. Okay, that's a good brand to work with. Bayer comes on campus. That's a great consulting brand to work with. And then you have Kelly, you have all the biggies of this world coming onto campus. So don't worry about the internship front. And also when you are going to college, if you find out that, at DU, be it Stephens or be it any place, you will find a lot of time in your lives compared to what you had in school. So I would rather appreciate that if you can go ahead and work on your virtual internships on weekends as well, because that will give you a lot of practical idea and prepare you better for your main internships or physical internships later.
Sir, virtual internships and physical internships, उनकी value same है.
नहीं, फिजिकल की वैल्यू हमेशा ज्यादा होगी, वर्चुअल वाला क्योंकि वहां पे हैंड होल्डिंग नहीं होती है, इट इज प्रोजेक्ट बेस्ड ओनली, ओके, बट स्टिल वी विल डू दोस, ठीक है। सो एवरी वीकेंड अगर मैं प्रोजेक्ट बेस्ड कर रहा हूँ, सो एट द एंड ऑफ 3 years कैलकुलेट कि कितना मैं कर सकता हूँ। There are virtual internships that you can finish within 5 hours. There are virtual internships that you can finish within 7 days, and there are virtual internships that can go on for 3 months. So we will count the total amount of working. We will also see what kind of projects you've worked, and we will also look at what kind of challenges have you gone through and what were your experiences. These are the 4 questions that arise out of internships. Okay. Sir, you have
And the opportunities for these internships, or those will be coming to the colleges, as in. So first question, sorry. So Ritesh, he will qualify for both Stephens and Sriram. Okay, so Stephens has an interview left. We are hopeful that he'll crack it. So by the grace of God, if he does crack it, he'll have an option. If he doesn't crack it, then obviously we are going to go for Sriram.
Right.
Sriram Eco. So first question is, if he cracks it, in your view, which would be a better institution, Sriram or Eco?
Stephens.
Oh, Sriram or Stephens?
Stephens. Any given day, Stephens.
Why is that so?
If it's Eco, it is Stephens. Always. If you look at all Asia rankings.
I think you are of the same age as both of us, as in Raghav's parents, because we also had the same opinion, and we are both from Sriram, and I'm Sriram Eco. My wife is Sriram BCom. Okay. So we also had the same opinion that for Eco it has to be Stephens, and for BCom, since BCom is not there in Stephens, so BCom obviously Sriram is the best anyways. However, my understanding of DU goes back clearly 25 odd years. So my understanding was Stephens is a bit of a school. So Sriram Eco, over the last year, since Raghav's mother belongs to the teaching fraternity, she is a lecturer in DU itself, professor in DU. So over the years, the interactions that she has had with various economics lecturers, they tend to believe that Sriram Eco has caught up big time. Stephens Eco is way up there. There is no denying that fact. However, Sriram Eco has picked up by notches.
If I am allowed to add, the difference is marginal. Okay.
G.
The difference is marginal, but still Stephens ranks higher.
Okay.
As far as Eco is
concerned. And the second factor which was weighing against Stephens was it's a bit of a school. So there will be an assembly, and then there will be attendance, very, very strict rules on attendance and all that.
Hardly matters, sir. Hardly matters. What you're getting there in terms of exposure, what you're getting there in terms of peer group, what you're getting there in terms of opportunities, okay, is remarkable. You will have to thank your fortune for that.
Ritesh, just another. I'll take one more minute for explaining our mindset to you. So when Raghav was about to choose his, in class 10th, he was about to choose his stream, science or commerce. So we had a very candid discussion with him, and that's the way our relationship has been over the years with Raghav. In the sense, he was equally comfortable in all the subjects.
True.
And by the grace of God, he has been pretty good at his academics, and he's solely on his own for a large part of his life. Even though support was there available at home in terms of both mother and father able to teach something. However, he has been on his own, and with his teachers, he has built very good rapport and understanding, and he has a very good understanding of any subject that he undertakes, whether be it Spanish or be it Hindi or any of these commerce, eco, English, etc. So we had a very candid discussion. I said, in case you're going to go for science, whether it's bio or engineering, drawing, or computer science or whatever, all these JEs of the world and these entrances of the world, they're going to be huge, and they're going to take a huge strain on you. So I want you to enjoy your life as well. So that's my concept. And so I want to, 11th, 12th, unfortunately, due to COVID, 12th got wasted. However, 11th, 12th are the prime years in school life. You tend to have different relationships. You tend to build something, good friendships. You want to go out, and you're growing up. So I wanted him to have that life. So I told him that with science, that's the lower probability. because of the pressure and of all of these entrance examinations, etc. With commerce, you motivate yourself to perform better, and simultaneously you can pursue one or two more things, which he did. So he has guitar as an interest, and he is trying to clear all that. क्या है वो आपका?
Trinity.
Correct.
गिटार में ट्रिनिटी कॉलेज
Trinity, correct. So he's so obviously he's a normal guy, so he does get इधर उधर बॉस का माइंड वेवर कर जाता है कभी कभी. So इतना वो गिटार में नहीं फ्लरिश करे जितना we expected, and his guitar teacher obviously is a very good guy, and he told him that he has potential and all that, but obviously boss perform नहीं किया हमारे वहाँ पे. So he's what, level 3 or level 4 maybe.
लेवल 3.
We told him level 8 is acceptable and it has points, etc. He does know that. So sorry, coming back to the point, Ritesh. So I really want him to have a life as well. And these 3 years at DU in a premier college, if he's obviously, yes, he doesn't need to lose focus. If Cambridge, Oxford is what he's aiming for, he obviously will need to be much, much more disciplined than the other guys. However, I would still believe that these 3 years would be wonderful for his life in terms of growing up, and peer interaction, apart from studies or apart from internships as well. So that's our school of thought. I don't want him to purely be fine, focus has to be there. There is no denying that fact. However, har samay padhai, har samay internship, har Saturday weekend, virtual and all that. So wo mujhe lagta hai that opportunity would be more in Sriram rather than in Stephens. So please correct me if I'm wrong, because that's my school of thought way 25 years back, and I'm holding on to it.
No, I'll just put in my opinion. So for the last 17 odd years, I have been looking at students of Delhi University and various other universities of this world. So I have had students from Stephens, SRCC, and the best of the world. So it's unlike that, sir. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप बैलेंस नहीं कर पाओगे. अगर आप चाहोगे तो बैलेंस हो जाएगा. ठीक है. बहुत हाँ, स्टीफेंस में भी हो जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत फ्रेट करना होगा कि भाई एकदम लगे ही रहो. ऐसा नहीं है. You will have good amount of time for yourself. Okay. And the best is the facilities, the kind of people that you're working with in terms of your professors. So you're close to them. Okay. Other colleges में ना इतना closeness होता नहीं है. मैं आपको बताऊं, जब आप SRCC या Stephens में होते हैं तो आपकी जो linking है with the professors वो sort of थोड़ी सी better है. So probably let's say I am saying that I'll ask Raghav to write a research paper. Okay. So he will need somebody to guide him through. And who's better than somebody who's done a PhD himself or herself, right? So short research articles वगैरह कभी भी लिखना है, या उनकी कोई PhD चल रही है, आपको assistantship मिल जाए उनका, ऐसा कुछ probability स्टीफेंस में या SRCC में काफी हाई होता है. ठीक है. तो ये भी एक चीज है जो हमको यूज करना है वहां से. Plus, heading the clubs in Stephens and SRCC is of a different challenge altogether. The kind of intellectual people that you have at Stephens, maneuvering them or, working with them in a club is of a different challenge. So for me, Stephens is a tad little higher than SRCC, but it doesn't take the life out of you. Okay, it doesn't.
That helps. Thank you.
You will get definite amount of time to travel, and that is necessary also. Okay.
And Ritesh, sorry, my asking, are you also from DU?
No, sir. Unluckily, I passed out from Calcutta University. I studied at St. Xavier's, although I had the wish of coming to Delhi University, but at that point, parents were not that liberal. So I would have cleared the Stephens cutoff that year. I was keenly following, but I managed to sit at Xavier's, and then that was a great institution to study at as well.
No. Right. Exactly. So I could make out from your Hindi that you are from Kolkata.
I can understand that. I can understand that. 22 years, so it leaves an impact, sir. Okay.
Please go on. Thank you.
So अभी और क्या कर रहे हैं कि अपन को एक रिसर्च या 2 रिसर्च पेपर्स अपन को चाहिए within a period of 3 years. और अपन को जो भी करना है ना, अगर तुमको इंडिया ड्रीम्स अलाइव रख के फिर अपन को बाहर अप्लाई करना है मास्टर्स में, अगर ऐसा है तो अपन को अपना सारा प्लान सेकेंड ईयर तक रेस्ट्रिक्ट करना पड़ेगा. क्योंकि थर्ड ईयर में यू विल बी अपियरिंग फॉर द इंडियन एंट्रेंसेस. अगर ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं सोनली मुझे बाहर ही जाना है, then we will have the audacity of using all the 3 years. Okay. The plan of the GMAT is in second year, because first year you will have to cope up with the university and the classes and the rigor of things, and you'll have to manage your acads. Plus you will have enough of your on your plate for your extracurriculars as well, both from college as well as from outside.
GMAT or GRE?
GRE.
Okay, sorry, you said GMAT.
हाँ, इसलिए.
I said GMAT. Oh, I'm so sorry. GRE is always GRE. GMAT is a 800 marks test. The ball game is different. Okay. So
And
GRE.
GMAT is
Sorry.
Management.
Yeah, GMAT
this
is
GMAT
more
is-
for the management exams. You know, it is more for MIMs and MBAs of the world. So GRE is more particular. So एक तो
And sorry, Ritesh, is just coming to my mind. See, at the end of the day, he's a kid right now.
Hmm.
So maybe 1 year down the line, he believes that no, economics is not his calling,
no worries.
and he wants to shift. One thing we are very clear: he has to go out in his postgrad,
ठीक.
and hopefully he'll get some scholarship and balance somewhere. From somewhere, I'll have to find support for him.
जी.
That we are preparing for, etc. But whatever the scale, I'm going to go for it. Because I want him to be, we always wanted. In fact, his mother is a great influence on him. And so she was very clear in her mind that graduation has to be in India.
Postgrad has to be.
Post-grad onwards, he needs to be abroad, whether it's his studies or his work or for anything, he needs to go abroad. With due respect to our country, we really want everybody to stay here, but the conditions and the politics, etc., and all these things are influencing us, and we want him to go abroad. So maybe 1 year down the line, 6 months down the line, maybe 2 years down the line, you never know. These are kids. They are growing up, and they might change. In भाई साहब की girlfriend ही अगर कहेंगी, I want you to pursue management, etc. These are influences in life.
कहीं से भी आ सकता है. But
जी.
मेरा point of view ये है कि we should work in such a way that we get accepted in whatever we choose to. Okay. So tomorrow I might be looking at a MIM from say SEMS in Europe or a St. Gallen's in Switzerland. Okay. So if I am planning for that, all the profiling work that I am telling you is still going to be relevant for these universities.
Excellent. Okay. So maybe GRE will get replaced with a GMAT, or maybe something will go. However, his extracurriculars, his internships, they're all going to help.
They are going to be the same. Okay. Okay. So now quickly just winding up on the activities, boss. So what you need to do is एक तो acads, एक research, 2 research paper कम से कम, internships continuously, and consistent effort towards your social work. ठीक है, ये 4 चीजें अपन को करनी है. इसके अलावा there are some prestigious competitions for business idea making or economic research paper writing that happens across the world. You need to get your hands on that. Okay, so search on the net, get your hands dirty, get figured out that what are those prestigious competitions that I need to participate in. There's a thing called Wharton Business Challenge. If you've heard of that, that's a great business challenge to appear for. Similarly, there are economics paper writing contests that happen online. Okay, there is a company called Call for Papers, where you can send your research paper and you might get a call for reading out that paper in a prestigious university like NUS, NTU, or probably NYU. Okay, so those kind of things can also happen. So look for the big things in life. Okay. Also,
and these Massachusetts and Stanford, they are not good enough for economics. Economics, you're saying UK. नहीं वो US है.
वो 3+.
Sorry. That's one. You require a 4.
Right.
Sorry.
So that is
another approach can be that he can get enrolled for a master's in India. Suppose he doesn't get.
उसमें मैं आपको हेल्प कर देता हूँ. उसमें पहला अप्रोच ये है कि आप जैसे ही पास आउट करते हो, मार्कशीट आपके हाथ में आती है फाइनल ईयर की, you apply for something called the World Evaluation Services, WES. That will calculate your credit score. CBCS की वजह से अभी दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में सब कुछ क्रेडिट बेस्ड होता है. तो हमारा यहाँ जो मिलता है क्रेडिट, that is more than 130 credits. यूएस में जब आप पढ़ाई करते हो, you get 120 credits for a 4-year graduation. So any which ways we are above them. So एक बार वैस इवेल्युएट हो जाएगा तो अपन जा सकते हैं. दूसरा प्रोसेस,
यूएस भी जा सकते हैं.
हाँ यूएस भी जा सकते हैं.
ग्रेट.
लेकिन 1 साल वेट करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि जब तक आपकी मार्कशीट आती है, जब तक आप इवेल्युएट करोगे और जब तक अप्लाई करोगे, टाइमलाइन ओवर हो जाता है. तो आप 1 साल बाद अप्लाई करेंगे. ठीक है. दूसरा तरीका is that you enroll yourself for a post graduation diploma course in Delhi University itself. Okay. And once you finish that, you are considered to be a 16-year graduate.
And why do you say a diploma? Why wouldn't it be a degree?
So degree 2 years का होगा ना.
Achha, diploma would be for 1 year.
1 year.
Why he can't do that? He can enroll for a degree and do his
He
first
can
year
quit.
and then
He can quit. That's a third process. You can quit. Okay.
So you're saying there is a 1-year diploma course also available in DU?
Yes sir. Yes sir. गुरु गोविंद सिंह में डिप्लोमा होता है 1 year का. तो आप
कहाँ पे?
गुरु गोविंद सिंह में.
Guru Gobind Singh. And nowhere else?
बाकी बहुत बहुत ग्रेट कुछ प्रोग्राम नहीं होता है सर. ये बिजनेस रिलेटेड प्रोग्राम होता है गुरु गोविंद सिंह में. इसका भी प्रॉपर इंटरव्यूज वगैरह होता है, एंट्रेंस होता है, तब जाके एंट्री मिलती है. तो इट्स अ गुड प्रोग्राम. ठीक है. तो अगर कुछ करो तो वैल्यू ऐड होना चाहिए उस रेलिवेंट्स में ना, दैट वे. अदरवाइज करने का फायदा नहीं है. ठीक है. सो ये कुछ तरीके हैं. नाउ अभी मैंने रिस्ट्रिक्टिवली तुमको सिर्फ टेंटेटिव तुमको आइडिया दिया है. ओके. एक बार कॉलेज एडमिशंस हो जाएगा, जब स्टीफेंस एडमिशन हो जाएगा, तब अपन दोबारा एक बार मिलेंगे. ठीक है. एंड देन वी विल कॉन्क्रीटली पॉइंट इट आउट ऑन द टाइमलाइंस कि कब अपन को क्या करना है. ठीक है. So that is
okay. And second interaction, whenever that happens, we would like to have a face-to-face,
sure,
a physical one.
Sure.
We would always. I always believe that physical meetings have more impact, and you tend to remember more.
No problem.
And so it will. So obviously, we would prefer that. Secondly, I want to understand what's in it for Pratham, as in, so as an institute, how is Pratham going to benefit from all this?
Sir, this is entirely a service that we are offering to maintain relationships. Frankly,
okay.
As of now, there is no plan as such. Okay. Yes, we do help our post-graduation students to apply to various parts of the world. Okay. So in case, you know, it materializes and you feel that you need an outsider to help you in mentoring you, in guiding you for all the processes and for the, you know, profile building activities, as your application is also concerned, we can take care of that. But that's completely a choice. What we are trying to do here is to service our students so that they remember us all through the 3 years and they get into the right path.
Okay, and Ritesh sir, so you're saying that Pratham, if required, would be able to assist us in GRE preparation, in filling up the forms, SOPs, etc., everything.
We will be able to help you in doing the entire set of profile building, right from figuring out the internships till getting you through the research papers, till getting you through to international or national level competitions and advising you on a regular basis as to what is to be done and what is to be avoided. Plus, we will be starting with our GRE GMAT coachings very soon. Okay, we are all set to launch that. That is point number 2. And that is how it is. And obviously, we are already applying for our you know, students to various parts of the world. So application is still on. Okay. So this year itself, I have students from Delhi University. From
what would be the level of fees, etc., on an per annum basis?
As of now, this is pure planning. But you know, normally what we do is for profiling, I charge 1.10 lakhs per year. Okay. And it happens online through a personal mentor. That means this is a totally customized service where you'll get a mentor like me, or probably even more experienced like me, who will sit with the student one-on-one and would counsel the student regarding the various tasks that the child has to complete. So they give you a set level of tasks with deadlines. You have to complete that. Okay.
This is a per annum thing.
Per annum.
Okay.
So it's a renewable contract.
And does it include the training for GRE, etc.?
No, sir. No, sir. This is only the profiling part. Okay. The GRE package and everything will be different.
So at present, is Pratham providing GRE preparation?
Sir, we've prepared the study material.
Okay,
We
you're
have
about to
the
launch it.
teachers on board. Now we are set to launch after the DU JAT exam this year. We are set to launch our products.
And do you think that Raghav should apply for can we do it right now? We have missed the bus. Okay. Okay. DU JAT हो गया हमारे लिए, वो बेकार हो गया. अच्छा ठीक है. Sorry, please go ahead.
सर जो आपने अभी मुझे ऑक्सफोर्ड कैम्ब्रिज का बताया था एंड एवरीथिंग LSE, तो that is a 2-year program, right?
Yes.
And all the colleges in the United States, those are 1-year programs.
Not really. Many of them range between 14 months to 18 months. Some can go up to 24 months. In fact, some have a research track. So what you can do is you can do a MA in economics with a PhD followed up.
Okay.
So they have a fellowship track. So you can apply for that as well.
Sir, I was really interested in going to Yale because in Yale, they have a Dhirubhai Ambani scholarship where they finance all your studies for a contract that you work in India for the next 2 years.
सिर्फ येल में नहीं, कॉर्नेल में भी धीरूभाई अंबानी स्कॉलरशिप, वो टाटा स्कॉलरशिप होता है. ठीक है.
हाँ, तो उसमें क्यों नहीं जाना चाहिए?
अपन जा सकते हैं बेटा, लेकिन वहां पर वही 4 year 3 year वाला पंगा आता है ना.
We go to D school for 1 year and then
apply. ठीक है. So we will take a call on that, but not as of now. अभी बहुत premature है. पहले एकदम ईयर स्टार्ट करो आप स्टीफेंस में. अभी मैंने आपको टाइमलाइन बताया है. हम दोबारा अक्टूबर में मिल लेंगे. एक बार आप सेटल हो जाओ, फिर हम अक्टूबर में मिलेंगे, फिर we will talk in detail. ठीक है. At least we start.
And this is, sorry, the last question from my side. What are the credentials that Pratham has in terms of mentoring students, as in some of your students have reached LSE, Oxford, Yale, and all that?
Sir, not Oxford as of now, but yes, we've made it through LSE, NTU, NUS, top-notch universities in Canada, top-notch universities in US. So we will be sending you some of these offer letters as well. So you can have a look at that. As of now, sir, we will just starting the conversation. So by and by, you'll keep on receiving a lot of news and information from our end through emails. Okay. So you'll get to know a little more. Okay. I hope it helped.
So
yeah,
it helped. And I'm telling you, we are completely people-oriented people, actually. So for us, relationships matter, and we build relationships and we maintain it. Very simple. And we move on trust. So talking to you so has really helped.